Blog Talk Radio.
There are assembled the world's four greatest heroes, created from the cosmic legends of the universe. Their mission, to fight injustice, to right that which is wrong, and to serve all mankind.
What's up, guys? This is Mikey. I'm here live at the Man Bat Cave, and today is our first 2-hour show. So I'm pretty excited about that. And, of course, we're going to be talking about The Flash and a little bit about how he got created and maybe some of the new movies and some of the older Golden Age Flashes. And then, of course, we got some new segments, and we'll go along with those as soon as the time comes for them. So I'm excited. You guys excited?
Hell yeah, I'm excited.
Oh, yeah. It's gonna be a good show. So let's just get this out of the way. Talking about The Flash, so...
The Central Keystone area's beloved superhero, The Flash, is on hand for the opening of the new Flash Museum. When we come back, I'll try to get with him. Get to him for an interview. Are we off? Jeez, he's a total babe. Like the entire track team at once.
Oh, yeah. So that's interesting. This is a local reporter that's fascinated with The Flash.
She wants us bound.
Yeah, it's clear. Like every episode that she's in, she's always just watching The Flash. Like I think she tries to get herself in trouble a few times with Gorilla Grodd just so she can spend time with The Flash.
Yeah. The damsel in distress. The Flash loves it, though, you know. He's all about it. He's like, yeah, what lady?
He really doesn't love the damsel in distress. I think that's part of the reason why he put a uniform on.
Yeah.
All right, well, Nathan, you can go ahead and do the fun facts about The Flash.
Spoiler alert, apparently there's going to be a Flash movie in 2013.
Excited, fucking stoked.
Pretty pumped about that, you know.
Oh, yeah.
I'm hoping it's Barry Allen because he's probably my favorite out of all of them.
Let's go through maybe some ideas of who they can have play The Flash. Like, who would be a good Flash?
Oh, he'd have to be a skinny, lanky bastard. That's all I'm going to say. You know?
Guy.
Yeah.
Adrian Brody was actually the one that they had there for Wild Beautiful Predators. They had him as it, and he was going to be Wally West. And then another segment I saw, it was on DeviantArt.com, that they had an entire, like, what they think would be like the actual like movie poster for the movie. They had like Henry Cavill, they had Christian Bale, they had everybody on there, and they had some black dude that's playing Martian Manhunter. But then they had Bradley Cooper that they thought would be a good Flash, and I don't know about that.
No,
that's kind of cool though. He's a buff guy, and like. Yeah, I think he would be an okay Flash. He'd just have to cut his hair and make it blonde and maybe lose a couple pounds and not be a freaking beefcake anymore.
Yeah, I mean...
He's a funny guy.
Yeah, he's funny.
His attitude, that makes it a lot better.
Definitely. I mean, I think he'd be pretty good. Who else would be good?
I don't know.
Adam Sandler.
I think George Phillips, our own George Phillips. He's a perfect Flash. I mean, blonde hair, get him some blonde hair, get him flashy.
Go in there and tell him you want to be the Flash.
I know. Just go into DC and just be like, hey, dude.
You should see my metabolism.
You want to go can a Flash smoke? Is that okay? Can a Flash smoke cigarette?
Yeah.
Because if he can't.
The only downside is they already have him casted and they've already started filming. If it's released in 2013, it's already.
And I feel like if they don't do the first piece of this Justice League movie right, people are going to be disinterested.
If they don't hit us hard with this Man of Steel movie, and they've already done good with the Dark Knight series. Who I hope Christian Bale signs on for the Justice League movie, but I'm hoping that it goes great with the whole Man of Steel movie, and then if they bring in the Flash and it hits home, I guarantee you, I will bet everything that there is a Justice League movie in the next 2 years.
Let's talk about some of the supervillains that might be in the movie.
I would love to see the Legion of Doom. Oh, that's who I want, Sign me up for that one.
Yeah. Well, I mean, like in the Flash movie, obviously you're going to have a few choices. The main ones that are supervillains, and it's really funny because the Flash is so fast, and they have the turtle guy. They have the turtle guy that he makes you feel sorry for him, and he's so slow, but he has this thing where like he can just wrap you up, and there's something where he absorbs your powers. It's kind of cool.
Yeah, Captain Cold.
Obviously, Gorilla Grodd.
Yeah, Captain Cold. What?
Mirror Master. Mirror Master is a good one.
Yeah. He can absorb the speed.
Powers? Yeah, he's like...
It's like a sponge.
Yeah, he's like
That's
a sponge,
the way they explain it.
He kind of is like a turtle. Like, he just wrap you... Yeah, well, no, like...
He's cool.
It's kind of like Rogue from the X-Men. If she touches you, she takes your powers. It's kind of like
and memories.
Yeah, and your memories, which is kind of creepy.
Creepy, yeah.
Kind of like Parasite. That's why when she touched Gambit, she fell in love with Gambit, because before all of that, she didn't want anything to do with him, but then she touches him and she falls in love with him. Like, wow.
She knows everything.
You saved a bunch of people's lives. You're not some big douche, some big mean shit.
Blows up shit.
You're not the thief that I thought you were, this bad person.
Right, you're not a horrible person.
Even though you're the one who betrays the X-Men.
Yeah.
Bishop's here to kill you.
I love him. He's my favorite actor.
Yep. I'd have to go with Nightcrawler, I think.
Yeah. It's him or Colossus.
Yeah, Colossus is the poops,
But back to the Flash.
Back to the Flash. You got, Jay Garrick. I mean, I hope, I wouldn't mind seeing a Flash movie about him, but the whole, I don't think he's as exciting as the Flash. Like, and no crashing on Golden Age, but I just like Barry Allen so much more. He's just got that funniness to him, that I'm a stud and I know it. I am the poops. I am the Totes McGo. Here I am,
Not to mention he's also a very good chemist and scientist.
Yeah, that's not the part that excites me the most.
Yeah. Well,
but is it going to be like a history? Like, is it going to be a movie where the Flash has already been, introduced? Has he already been struck by the lightning and the chemicals, or is that where they're going to touch? With the movie,
I think that's a cool concept. Like, that's the one. If you're going to go with any of them, you got to go with the Barry Allen concept because that makes the most sense.
Yeah, Jake Garrick. I mean, all he did was fall asleep in the lab and breathe in some vapors.
You sound disappointed.
I was like, seriously.
Like Spider-Man, we got bit by a toxic spider. Yep. That's cool.
Not as exciting as, I'm getting ready to leave my, CSI lab, and all of a sudden lightning struck, and I got flown across the room covered in that chemicals, and now I'm the Flash, That's exciting, That's like, bam, right in your face,
I was walking down the street, and the Speed Force just came by and just flew and took me off, and then they all just raped me within 5 seconds.
The Speed Force raped me.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
Oh,
God.
Can you imagine that?
And I mean, I wouldn't mind seeing Wally West either, but then that goes into the whole
putting sidekicks in movies.
Sidekick in the movie, but not only that, but he had the exact same, he got his powers the same way that Barry did, but Wally is Barry Allen's nephew. So, clearly the Flash had already been introduced, so they can't really go with Wally. They have to go with Barry.
But who's the one that's in the Justice League then? Because that's what it's going to be leading up to.
Well, Jay was in the, Justice Society of America, but Wally was in Teen Titans.
But Barry
was the Justice League.
Barry's the one that died in Earth Crisis.
He technically didn't die. He was just trapped in the...
Yeah, because they bring him back.
Yeah, he was revived
in the future, future Craig.
Bart Allen, but he's the cool one that I want to see. That's who I would put.
Barry was one of the founders of the Justice League,
yeah,
along with Superman, Batman, Wonder Woman, Martian Manhunter, and Hal Jordan.
Yeah. But I wonder who they're gonna have the villain. That's what I keep thinking about. That's all I can think about is I know they're gonna go with Barry. There's his is the most exciting story, I think.
Who's an actor that had played the villain? That's what you're saying?
No, just who the villain could be. I mean, he's got so many good choices,
I just hope they don't go with
Little Grog or the Turtle Guy, or Speed Force would be cool.
Anti-Flash.
The rival, the guy. I
just hope they don't go with that guy with the boomerangs.
Like I said, Mirror Master. I think Mirror Master would be a good first one.
Yeah, but
Because he doesn't, just to be honest about it,
this is a new power that we haven't seen before.
Doesn't really have any epic supervillains. The only one that, like I said, is mainly Gorilla Grodd. That's why I keep saying it, because
I honestly think that'd be a good one to bring into, because he was Legion of Doom. You know, I mean, he'd be a good one to have Flash beat in the Flash movie, and then bring him back for Justice League movie. You know, as you know, I'm angry now.
They can lead to the Injustice League. They can lead to the Legion of Doom.
That'd be pimp.
Mirror Master was the one that was in Doom, right?
Yeah.
The one that kept on, like, okay.
Yeah, he can.
Anything reflective.
Yeah, he can
go into
he can be a dick.
Holograph.
Yeah. He's just a dick. I mean, I don't like him too much. I mean,
but yeah.
Well, let's talk a little bit about some of the progression of, like, Barry Allen. You know what I mean? From the Golden Age comics to the Barry Allen Flash, because I feel like older Flash, he didn't really have a personality.
Jay Garrick?
Yeah, he didn't really have a personality. He was just like, he's kind of like
you know what I like
broody,
about
stoic, and I'm going to save people. He wasn't really a jokester.
What I really liked about Jay Garrick, though, was the characters that surrounded him. I mean, he had some good, strong characters that was in the comics with him.
Mm.
Like, he had the Tramps, the three Tramps. They provided the comic.
Tramps?
Yeah, they were considered, no.
If you go with the classic style of tramp, it just means, like, what we'd call a thug.
They seem to basically always get their hands into trouble and stuff, and he would always get caught up in it. And it provided the humor in the series, and that was always cool in the Golden Age comics. And, you know, he had that cool, like, I don't have to wear a mask, but no one knows who I am. He kind of had that Superman swag going on where I don't have to hide my face.
Yeah.
You know, and that's cool. And, like, you know, he never did the whole, like, I vibrate my molecule so fast that not even a picture, you know, you can't take a picture of my face.
Yeah.
You know, but, no one knew who he was until, you know, till his girl found out, and then they pretty much, you know, got married and all that fun stuff. And you know what I liked about all the Flashes out of everything? Like, they were all friends with the Green Lanterns. Like, even back in Golden Age, Alan Scott and him, they were like best friends. And then you move on to Silver Age where you have Barry Allen and Hal Jordan. They were good friends. Mm-hmm. And then you go to Modern where Wally West and Kyle Rayner were good friends, you know. But Wally West and Hal Jordan were friends too. But, you know, that's something I think that was really cool that they done with the Flash. They, you know, no matter who it was as a Flash, they were always friends with the Green Lantern. I thought that was cool, you know, because they're all different.
Like, the Flash and Green Lantern have, like, one of those relationships to be like, if me and you were in the Justice League, you know what I mean? Flash, every time he sees him, he's like, what's up, GL?
Yeah.
What's up, bro? And that really defined the Justice League, like, the two guys that stick together mainly throughout it and had each other's back. And you see it, too, in some of the episodes and comics. Like, if the Flash is in trouble,
GL is always there for him.
Green Lantern kind of goes into this different mode to where it's like, oh, I got to save my buddy.
Yeah. Speaking of, like, Justice League Crisis on Two Earths, you know, Hal Jordan saved Flash there, too, you know, he's fallen, and Hal catches him, and he's like, hey, buddy, I caught you, you know, so don't worry, you know. So I like that they, you know, they bring that even into, like, modern day, you know, like where the movies are and stuff.
Yeah. Like, well, recently I watched, like, some of the older Justice League.
Yeah.
Like, when they first started airing them. And,
Cartoon Network?
Yeah, and there was one where they're sitting there and there's a different dimension, and in that dimension, the Flash died. And so they kill all of the villains now, or they lobotomize.
Yeah, Superman's like
Superman.
It started out with Superman killing President Luthor.
Yeah, it's just a weird concept.
Right, but I love how Superman's like, you humans take life for granted, and we're not going to allow it anymore. We're going to start ruling with an iron fist.
And it's so weird. I thought the weirdest part of the whole show was when you see him going, like, you see our heroes from our dimension go to their dimension and go to Arkham Asylum. And it's all pretty. There's flowers everywhere.
Everyone's just kind of drooling on themselves.
Right, and then you walk in, and the first person you see behind a desk is the Joker. And it's been a lot.
And you got the 2 holes on his head.
Like, how can I help you guys? Right away, Superman. And
Yeah.
there's no laughing, there's no crazy.
And, he's called they're called the Justice Lords and that was cool.
That was really
Superman's got that black outfit with a silver and
white cape.
And I love that, like, he's talking to, like, Lois, they're eating dinner, and she's all, like, not happy about it. And he's like, you don't understand what we're doing for you. We're protecting you.
Yeah.
Without us, you guys would be in a world of chaos like you were. But now, because of us and us ruling the way we do, now you have peace everywhere you go.
Well, it's kind of like the girl trapped in a castle situation. That's probably how she felt. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
She couldn't go anywhere. There's guards outside. And also, there's a situation with Batman, too, where Batman, they meet each other. And
Batman's a crusader against the Justice League,
They're driving down the main street, and our Dimension Batman looks at the other future Dimension Batman's like, Mom and Dad would be proud. And then you see the other Dimension Batman, and he just kind of puts his head down like, oh, fuck. Why gotta bring that up? He's like, you're killing people, basically. He's kind of being a smartass with it. Like, you're killing people, we have a better world, but what do you think Mom and Dad would say about you killing people?
And I love that the Flash was a cataclysm for this.
Right.
I love that, they loved the Flash so much that's what happened when he died. Right. It's hard to think that, our superheroes would snap at the death of Flash, and they would go this far.
He's kind of like one of the tiny pieces that holds them together. Like you said, he's the conscience of the Justice League.
He's that humor.
Yeah. Like Divided We Fall. I was watching that episode earlier, and that's whenever he starts beating the shit out of President Luthor, and he keeps on going around the world, going around the world 2 seconds, and just keeps on smacking President Luthor and stuff going at just fly by, bitch slap, bitch slap, bitch slap, and then as soon as he gets done with it, he goes to the Speed Force, and then, he starts doing that crazy-ass, punching fit, and then, that's it. Okay. Run off there.
Sorry, man.
But anyways, he ends up going to the Speed Force, and the next thing you know, Martian Manhunter, he telepathically starts talking to him, and he's like, hey, he's still here and shit. And then he starts talking to him, and then all of them get together, and they're all just trying to pull him back out of there because they want him back. They didn't want him to go into the Speed Force yet. They all want him back because he's that one piece of the puzzle that fucking fits and makes everybody else fit together.
Yeah, right. And I feel like that's George has a good point because, in the other dimension, you see Batman go in there and he misses the Flash. Yeah. Where they have him imprisoned and the Flash is hanging up, and you see Batman come in there. He totally passes by our dimension Batman and goes right to the Flash, and then Batman can sense. He's like, our Batman can sense. He's like, he likes you. He misses you. He used that to his advantage. Of course, he made himself stop his heart. He sped himself up, and then Batman came running, tricked him, but just pummeled him from speed. And that was what was cool about that episode. They hadn't seen Flash in so long, so you see him take advantage of his powers and them not know. I mean, he put the hurt on the other dimension Superman.
I think it was one of those, I don't know what to do. I don't want to kill you, so I'm pretty much going to let you beat me up. One of those things. Yeah.
In that episode, Lex Luthor was taken over by Brainiac 5. And then Superman, after Flash disappeared into the Speed Force, Superman picked up him and he's like, so this is when you kill me. And he's like, his eyes got all red, ready to do it. And then he just said, I'm not that way. And then Batman was like, I really thought you were going to do it. And he's like, never crossed my mind.
Totally, dude.
Epic fights, man, with Flash. He just has some funny moments when he fights, and it just makes me happy. When I'm watching Superman fights, they're epic, and I love Superman fights, but there's something about Flash. When he fights, I kind of go back to that kid in me.
Yeah.
You know, like, he makes me kind of like that giddy little boy I used to be when I was like, yeah.
He surprises you. I mean, that's one of the things that I like about him so much is that, like, you know, you used to know him as having speed on his side, and you're like, what can he do with this speed, you know? And then, you know, he does something crazy, and, you know, it's outrageous, you know. I'm just kind of surprised that you all get it.
Like, one of his go-to moves a lot is the tornado, where he sucks the arrow.
I like when he dodges stuff. Like, he, like, kind of does it, like, cocky, because he'll kind of, like, dodge, and he'll stop. And then you shoot him at him again, so he dodges again.
Crack a joke.
Yeah, and he'll be like, oh, and they'll be like, no, come on, you know. And he has that way of just, like, bringing out the, you know, your rage. Like, I seen, you know, like, Green Arrow shooting at him, and he's just like, you know, that's all you got. And Green Arrow kind of loses his, you know, temper a little bit, and that's tough to see. Like, I don't think I've ever seen that before, but, like, he does it. He brings it out in you. Like, he's just like, come on, that's all you get. Yeah, he's just like, I'm going to hit you. I'm going to hit you. And when I hit you, I'm going to hit you hard, you know. And that's what I love most about Flash fights, I think, is that comic, you know, quirkiness that he brings to the fights.
There's a villain or a hero called Red Tornado, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's a hero.
Who would win in a fight like that? Red Tornado versus Flash's Red Tornado.
Definitely Red Tornado.
Wait, isn't there a Green Tornado, too?
I don't know about Green Tornado.
Wasn't there a green guy that was a supervillain that had the power of wind?
That was Whirlwind.
Yeah, that was Whirlwind.
He's from Marvel.
Yeah, that's Marvel.
He always teamed up with MODOK, Grey Gargoyle, the Mandarin, and fought Iron Man and his team.
Right,
Yeah.
I always thought that was like some sort of like relationship between those two. Like somehow they were connected because they had very similar things.
No, that's just another one of those classic DC Marvel shares people. You know, you got Superman, you got Superman, and you have Gladiator from
The
Marvel.
Whirlwind wasn't a android. He was a guy in a suit who could control wind.
Yeah, but it's still, one of them was based off of each other. That's all I'm saying. And that's what Marvel and DC does. And I love that they have that connection with almost every character that there is, you know.
Right. So, new Flash movie comes out. You going to go see it?
I'm definitely going to go see it. I mean, it's the Flash. Got to.
You going to go see it?
I try to see all superhero movies.
I know where you're going.
I'm going to be in it.
All right, well, you guys hear that? I think our friend's waking up, so I think it's almost break time. Yeah, he's getting up. Hey, what's up, guys? Just so everybody knows, here at the Man Bat Cave, because we podcast from a cave, and it's called the Man Bat Cave because my roommate's the Man Bat.
He's
and
creepy.
He's creepy. He's creepy, but he's nice enough to let us come here and do the radio show and share. You know what I mean? Because I like to be around. I don't like to be around a lot of people. You know that.
Man Bat.
He just woke up and we had to feed him some little work.
Yeah, so he's back to sleep. But right now we're going to do a new segment. Our good friend George here, George the Flash Phillips, is going to take it. And basically what it is, it's called Noob News, and it's about just basically anything that you don't know about comics and you're a new person. He's kind of going to ask those kind of questions you would if you didn't know about it. So
he's going to ask us veterans.
Right. He's basically, if you were new to comics, the questions you would ask, that's what George is going to be going through right now. So, George, you want to go ahead and take it away, buddy?
All right. Well, this is Noob News, first ever, so I mean, just remember that. You know, you guys get to witness a historic moment right now. And basically, yeah, I just have some questions because I, like many of you, am a fan, and I'll always be a fan of all sorts of comics and stuff like that. But then again, there's some questions that I just do not know. And that's exactly what I'm trying to do here. So without further ado, Let's see.
Like a sword fighter. A dude. I said it to a dude.
A dude. All right. Let's see. How did the Flash get his powers? I know that there's many different ways of them getting their powers, but what do you think was the best way of him getting his powers? One of them getting their powers.
Well, Jay Garrick's way kind of bores me.
Like you said, the fumes, that's not
he just
healing.
breathed in hard vapors when he fell asleep, you know.
You smoke a lot of weed.
And but Barry Allen's was pretty exciting. It's the same as Wally West. Barry Allen was working for the police. He's kind of like a CSI, and he was in his lab, and he was about to leave.
Mm-hmm.
And when he was about to leave, lightning struck, and he got his powers when he woke up. And he realized he had super speed and super, you know, he was able to be agile. Also, he had, like, super reflexes. And after that, he took on the name Flash after in his dimension, Jay Garrick didn't exist. He was actually a comic book character in his world. And so he donned the outfit Flash.
Oh.
And so after that, you know, he started going by the Flash. And then, you know, Wally, his nephew, got his powers the exact same way. He was in the lab, and lightning struck.
Wally is Jay's nephew?
No, is Barry Allen's
Barry.
nephew.
Okay.
And he got his powers the same way.
Now, Bart, is that like Barry's son, or how's that going?
It's Barry Allen's grandson, I do believe. And but what it really excites me is you like later find out that the lightning bolt that struck for Barry Allen was actually the Flash himself. It's from the future. It was in I do believe the Crisis of Infinite Earth when he died. He entered the Speed Force, and when he died, they declared him dead, and he was gone for many, many years, but he was just trapped in time. Oh. And he literally started moving so fast he became a lightning bolt. And he was the lightning bolt that struck the chemicals, and that's how the Flash got his powers.
Wow.
And I thought that was really exciting.
Okay. Well,
does that answer your question?
That answers my question. That's pretty good. All right. Now, because I didn't know this until just last night, thanks to John, he had an issue of The Blackest Night in which it showed the Flash as a Blue Lantern. And I was just wondering, how does the Flash end up becoming a Blue Lantern?
John, you want to take that away, buddy?
No, basically on that is the rings go for the person who has the most of what the emotion they run off of is. And for the blue rings, it's hope. And when the deputy ring was created, it searched for the person with the most hope on Earth at that time, and that was Barry Allen.
Huh. Okay. And Barry's the only one that became a Blue Lantern?
They only made one of each deputy lantern.
Oh, okay.
They only had one at the time.
Okay. Okay. And so, I mean, with the Blue Lantern, though, I mean, with every lantern, I mean, do they pretty much have the same, like, kind of powers, though?
Everything except for the speed.
Okay.
This is basically your nature. The powers you have, you keep, and then with the ring brings more whatever power that
you get the energy constructs and so on.
And the cool thing about the blue ring is you're able to put it to extinguish the fire of the rage.
Yeah,
the red lantern.
Blue rings can extinguish the fire of the red lantern, and blue rings also increase the power of a green lantern.
Now, see, I have to coincide with my friend Corey Leonard. He's not here right now, but he's the biggest Blue Lantern fan ever. And I have to agree, I think the Blue Lanterns are the strongest lanterns.
Well, the thing that I have to say about that is blues only work when a Green Lantern's around.
I see you over there shaking your head. It's just an opinion.
But we all have our own opinions. Like, clearly, I like the red. The red is the most powerful in my eyes because rage is one of the strongest emotions in my eyes. But, you know, of course, John thinks the Green Lanterns, of course, are the strongest.
I thought the life one was.
I know. It's the indigo lanterns. The indigo lanterns can use the power of any other color lantern by channeling it through their staff. They can use black, white, red, blue, green, any color.
Black.
Yes. Even even though they can do that, I still don't consider them the strongest.
They were the only ones by themselves that could destroy a black ring with their energy. All the others had to team up and use their energy blast together to destroy one red ring.
Also, and I feel like the orange one was pretty rough.
The greed,
Yeah.
greedy bastard. You.
Like when Sinestro became an Orange Lantern, that was pretty crazy.
Sinestro didn't become an Orange Lantern.
Lex Luthor became one.
Hal Jordan did, and Lex Luthor.
Yeah,
Hal became pretty much everything but a Star Sapphire.
I think you're thinking about Sinestro when he became a White Lantern.
Yeah, that's what it was.
That's what I think you were talking about.
Okay. Well, I think that pretty much answers that question and more. All right. Let's see. How fast can the Flash run?
So fast that he's able to enter the Speed Force and become a lightning bolt.
He can.
I'm faster.
He can make himself dissipate into molecules
and pass through solid objects.
Something like that.
And like he's faster than Superman, which upsets me, because I'm a hardcore Superman fan. But you got to give props to where it's,
Yeah.
props where it's needed. Flash is faster.
He's so fast he made his heart stop in one of the episodes and brought himself back to life.
Ah. Nice, man.
And there's also things I read that he's so fast that he can travel through time with his speed.
Yeah, this is true.
Well, there was one of the episodes where they had like the opposite team from another dimension, where they had like Owlman and all these guys.
That's Crisis to Earth.
Yeah, he does that. He manipulates.
You're talking about, I think they called him Quick Strike or something?
They work together.
No, what you're talking about is when basically the equivalent of Flash, the guy who was on from a different dimension, he started moving so fast that he was able to piggyback off of a dimensional teleporter. And he was able to vibrate so fast and keep it so long that he was able to open up a portal long enough for Batman to go in, fight Owlman, stop a bomb that would annihilate all existence, and then able for him to come back through. The only downside to this was that once Batman came out and he told him to stop, that he had aged so much that he quickly died afterwards.
And the reason Batman said, have that guy do it, is because Batman knew it was going to happen, and that's why he told Flash not to.
Kind of a trick, like, hey, I don't like you, you do it.
Well, Flash volunteered first.
He was like, I could do it, and Batman goes, I know your ability, you're not fast enough.
So he knew. He made it seem like he didn't know.
Yeah.
But he knew just because he didn't want the Flash to get harmed.
Yeah. He was like, I want to keep our Flash.
The old speedster, at the end, he's like, you knew, didn't you?
Nice one, mate.
Yeah. Basically screwed you over.
Yeah.
Have that.
That's what you get for, attacking us. Jerk.
Let's see. What is the Speed Force exactly?
The Speed Force is said to be the essence of all the speedsters.
And half of them are jerks.
Once the speedsters dies, it actually becomes a plane of existence for them. When they die, that's their afterlife. They enter the Speed Force. And even, like Barry Allen, that's where he goes after he dies.
It's kind of like a heaven for fast people.
Yes.
That's the way to describe it.
There are some people who are not speedsters that were allowed into the Speed Force, like one of the Flash's wives were allowed in, and his children.
Well, like family.
Yeah, but what is really cool is that when the Speed Force disappeared, all the speedsters lost their abilities.
Wow.
But it actually all went into Bart Allen, and he had the entire power of the Speed Force within his body.
Imagine that.
Wow.
That's like 5 Flashes.
And that was pretty epic.
Not to mention all the other speedsters.
Yeah, all the other superheroes.
And that was pretty exciting.
Yeah, so wow.
Technically, what they say about the Speed Force is anyone who can move super fast taps into the Speed Force.
And it acts as a realm of, interdimensional for them. The speedsters can enter it unharmed and leave it, except for when you die. I mean, when you die, you die and you stay there.
Yeah.
Except for Bart Allen. Or not, Barry Allen.
Back.
Yeah, Bart, they both came back. But when Bart came back, he possessed all the abilities of the Speed Force.
Amazing.
He said he didn't. He's like, I don't have the abilities anymore. It's gone. But it was later revealed that he actually possessed all the abilities of Speed Force.
All right. You have any more, George?
No. Oh, yeah, I got a lot.
Yeah.
Now, just I just thought of this, just talking about, like, you know, how he can move so fast that he, you know, goes in Speed Force and whatnot. I mean, he's got really high metabolism, and I have a really high metabolism, so that means I poop a lot. And I'm just saying that, like, you know, I mean, like, you know, he's got to be running one time, and he's got, you know, just that sudden feeling's got to hit him, and he's got to take a shit. And, I mean, like, I wonder if, you know, he's ever just, like, let it loose while he's been running. You know?
He wouldn't.
No, because he's in his
flapping back.
But the Flash is so fast, I think he would be able to. He's standing here holding a conversation with you.
Yeah.
Go take a poop.
Yeah.
Come back before you even know that he went and dropped a deuce.
Yeah,
You think blowing a turd out that fast would damage the toilet?
Can you imagine being in the bathroom and see a red flash come in? Oh, what the fuck was that? He didn't even flush. You just hear the water come off from the washing the hands and really and the blow dryer like.
He would need the blow dryer.
Slam really quick.
He would need the blow dryer.
Yeah, you got to put his hands out.
Just imagine a, like, 2 billion mile per hour turd just flying by, though, man. I mean, just as he's running, let out the flap, and then just, like, it just shoots, and then it'd probably kill at least, like, 50 people. I'm just saying.
And if any of you guys want to call in that have questions, too, I mean, if you're a newbie and you feel like asking a question, this would be the time to do it. So, I mean, George's got a few more questions, but if you guys feel like calling in, feel free, more than welcome to call in. We'll answer your questions for you.
And there is no such thing as a stupid question.
No such thing as a bad question.
George just asked us about poop.
Yeah.
So don't feel that you're going to have a stupid question, okay? Please call in, let us, you know, show us your love.
Exactly. All right, who's faster, the Flash, Superman, Silver Surfer, Supergirl, Thor, or Living Lightning from the Avengers?
That's a pretty good question, but I'm going to have to put my money on...
I'd probably have to say Living Lightning.
I'm going to have to go with the... Dang. That's a good one.
Thor can do the...
Living Lightning's like...
Did you say Silver Surfer?
Yep.
I'm going to have to put my money on him. He's so fast, he's able to literally travel galaxies in a matter of moments. I mean, I'm going to probably have to put my money on him.
He can move faster than the speed of light.
Yeah, I mean, and
anyone who can move faster than light,
and it was stated that only Flash could move as fast as lightning. You know, and Thor, Thor is fast.
The fastest lightning bolt ever recorded is only about 1/2 the speed of light.
So I'm going to have to definitely go with Silver Surfer.
Okay.
I mean, Living Lightning's fast, but not that fast.
He's my obvious choice.
Yeah.
Because I love
and I love Superman, but you know, he's probably second to last. I mean, he's faster than Thor, but
Living Lightning seems kind of like a rip-off of the Flash, though, just for the Avengers. I mean, he's
probably
Flash.
He's probably one of those, you know, the ultimate dimension.
Yeah.
You know, like he's the Marvel of the Flash. You know, along with Quicksilver. You know, from the X-Men.
The reason I threw Supergirl in there is just because I know Supergirl's supposedly faster than Superman. So, I mean...
This has never been proven.
Never been proven.
Because she's skinnier and lighter.
It's because she's a woman, isn't it?
No, you know, I have to give props to Supergirl, though. I mean, she's got the
aerodynamic.
She has the whole telekinesis thing and shape-shifting and
super boobies.
fire vision. You know, not just E-vision, but fire, you know, and that's pretty cool, too.
Right. Anyone with a lantern ring can move at near light speed.
What was your opinion?
I said Living Lightning only because I didn't initially even think about the Silver Surfer situation. Like, I'm one of the biggest Fantastic Four fans. So but I mean, just for the sake of being something different, that's cool. Okay. Yeah, the Living Lightning though, because he can move from storm cloud to storm cloud, and like that's a cool concept. Yeah, I thought, and he can live in lightning. Like lightning strikes, he can move like through storms and stuff.
But my money's definitely on.
Okay, and yours is Silver Surfer.
My money is all on him.
Living Lightning, and John.
I basically said one that.
Surfer too.
Yeah, him, because he would be the fastest. He'd even be faster than a Green Lantern or any other Lantern with a power ring. So, even though they can move at, like, near light speed.
The winner is definitely Silver Surfer.
Yeah, definitely.
Okay.
That fight wins.
It's all on Silver Surfer.
Champion, Silver Surfer.
Okay, who was the best Flash? Jay Garrick, Barry Allen, Wally West, or Bart Allen?
That's a tough one because personally I love Barry Allen more, but I'm gonna have to definitely go with Bart because he possesses the entire Speed Force. I mean, you know,
Yeah.
he is the essence of speed.
I think I'm going to have to go with Barry just because Bart's not as, like, he's not as funny.
known.
He's not as funny either.
Yeah.
Like I said earlier, like Barry, he's a cocky smartass. Like, and I think he lives the longest out of any of the Flashes. And he also was, like I said, he was a big part of the Justice League. And then, of course, he died, but he was suspended and whatever, and then he came back in the future. I think he's my favorite out of all of them just because...
He's definitely my favorite, but
I think he's the best because if you look at the list of accomplishments from the people he's defeated compared to the other ones, he's like up here. They're kind of in the middle.
Yeah.
Wait, is Bart the one that's in Young Justice now?
No, that's Wally.
That's Wally. So he's one of those in
When he was Kid Flash.
in the Justice League then.
Huh?
It's Barry Allen.
Barry.
That's Barry.
Unless you're watching, like, Justice League on TV. In that was Wally as the Flash.
Okay. Yeah, because I thought I heard him call it Wally before. All right. Why do you think the Flash is not a more popular character? I mean, it's just now taking him now to get his own movie. You know.
We're kind of in a superhero frenzy right now. Superheroes are very hot and very popular right now. That's why a lot of the movies are coming out right now.
Yeah.
I mean, like if you look in the past, only like a lot of mainstream big superheroes got movies like Batman, you know, Superman.
Yeah.
They were the ones who got their movies, and they're the ones who had lots of movies because they are probably some of the most iconic heroes there are. And then you have, like, the X-Men, because they have so many characters and so many ways they could go, so many different storylines, that the reason they have movies. And because of that, those movies, we were able to spawn more. You know, you got Daredevil, Elektra, you know, and it starts opening up more doors for, like, more X-Men movies. And finally, we're coming to Flash, because, like, right now you've got the Thor, Iron Man, Hulk movies, and they're opening up with the Avengers. And I think DC's like, well, we should get into that action. Let's show the awesomeness of our heroes and our awesome team up. You know, they're showing off the Avengers, but I'm sorry, in a fight between the Avengers and, you know, Justice League, my money is all on Justice League.
Absolutely.
And, you know, every dime I have would be on them, you know. So I don't think it's like he's not popular. I mean, he was so popular back in the day. I mean, he's almost as old as Superman himself.
Yeah.
You know, you got Superman came out in 1932, and Flash was right behind him in 1940. You know,
maybe it's just a concentration of the main characters from DC are Superman and Batman, and that kind of neglects the other superheroes. Even though, like Green Lantern, the Flash, and Martian Manhunter,
Wonder Woman,
and Hawkgirl, and Wonder Woman,
Aquaman.
Everybody seems to forget those characters, but like, I feel like there's been movies. They made movies that were ascended a little more before the other characters made them.
I honestly think that Superman and Batman have a more in-depth story about themselves in the world of DC. That's the reason they were able to have so many movies and
it's more
made about them.
Connectable to the audience.
Yeah,
there's more probability of your parents dying and you becoming awesome vigilante.
But like Barry Allen's story, I mean, it starts off with him as, you know, already graduated, already working for the police. I mean, his storyline's pretty much, I'm a normal everyday Joe working for the police, CSI. You know, I didn't gain my powers, you know, like I wasn't born with my powers like Superman, and I didn't feel the need to become a hero like Batman did. I didn't have
It's going to do really good.
And I honestly think The Flash is going to open a lot of eyes and create a lot of new fans, and I can't wait for that moment because Flash needs it.
That might be another reason why they're doing a Flash movie. Maybe they don't do a Justice League movie.
They might not, but I think they're.
I'm pretty sure they're going to.
I mean, most of the original Justice League back in the day had live-action series, Superman, Batman, Flash, Wonder Woman.
It ran for 2 years, though.
I mean, still longer than,
They even had a pilot for a Justice League live-action series back in the day, but it never took off.
Yeah, I was pissed when I was little, and I watched Flash Gordon, and I expected to see the Flash. and I was like, because I was like, dude, I don't know what Flash's last name is. I was like, maybe it could be Flash Gordon, because, I mean, all I knew at the time was that Jeff Gordon or whatever, and I was like, okay. So I was like, okay, Flash Gordon. I was like, that makes sense, you know?
It was so funny that you bring that up, because I was talking to my dad today, and I was like, we're going to be talking about the Flash today on our show, and he's like, we're talking about the guy who flew around in the camper. And I was like, that's Flash Gordon. And I was like, you broke my heart a little bit there. I was like, Dad, you used to be cool. Until you said that.
A little bit of respect.
Yeah.
Okay, my final question. Did you have anything else to say right there?
No.
Okay. My last one, of course, is going to be, what do you think is the greatest moment for the Flash? Ever.
Oh.
Ever.
Banging Wonder Woman?
You banged Wonder Woman? John with some humor tonight.
What was that?
How was it for you?
What?
Oh, you're done?
Usually your clothes rip off, like smoking a...
Oh, that's such a tough question. I mean,
what was the question again?
what is
the greatest moment for the Flash? Or what is the Flash's greatest moment? However you want to take it. Of the Flash.
I think, are we talking from comics or...
Everything.
I think, honestly, I hate to keep going back to it, but I think it's where he dies in Crisis.
He dies so heroically. I mean, he died to save, So I'm going to have to agree with you, Parks. I mean, that's probably where my money is. I mean, he died a hero. He died a heroic death, and you can't ask for anything better whenever you're a hero.
I think that has to be one of the greatest moments. And he doesn't really die, but at that moment he didn't know.
Everyone thought he was dead.
Yeah.
And, I mean,
he kind of just put it on the table to rescue.
He thought he was going to die.
Right.
And that, saying, I'm ready to die, protecting everyone.
All my friends, family, people on Earth that I love.
Knowing I'm going to die, that's pretty much a hero's death for me.
John?
It would depend on if you're looking at it from the fan point of view or from Barry Allen's point of view, because a lot of people would say the greatest moment in my life is when my son or grandchildren are born.
Right.
But he wasn't there for his grandchildren's birth.
Yeah.
He wasn't there for any of that.
When he came back to life in in the Blackest Night series, he was at a party and his grandkids were there, and he's like, I'm so proud of you guys. Because even though they weren't Flash-related in any way, they were still speedsters because they inherited his abilities.
So like you said, that's his greatest moment. What do you think, what do you yourself think the Flash's greatest moment is? That was the question.
Yeah. Personal.
I myself haven't really seen too much of the Flash outside of the shows and a few comics I've read, so I really don't know very much about the Flash.
Okay. Has the Flash ever flashed anybody?
I imagine so.
Probably.
Just out of fun.
I know Lex Luger flashed him.
Oh, yeah.
Of course, he could flash him so quick that they would notice.
True.
I mean, when he's out in public and he changes out of his clothes into his uniform, he does it in a split second. He's got to be naked at some point.
I wonder how it feels, just whenever he's not doing his super fast shit, I wonder how it just feels just being like a normal person.
I mean, he drives a car. He acts normal. And
he has a relationship.
Yeah, he's married,
and she knows who he is, but
she created his suit.
Yeah.
Which was pretty awesome. The girl was all like, I respect what you're doing. Here's a suit.
And you got to think about that. That's hard to find.
Yeah,
I mean, the list of people that Superman went through, Bruce Wayne went through, like Green Lantern.
The list goes on.
Like, it's pretty enormous. All right. Well, I think that's the end of that segment. Those were some really good questions.
Those are great. Good noob news. Good job, buddy.
Awesome. That was the first
All
one.
right. And
First of many.
I think we're going to take a yawn break. The bat's waking up. Get some water. Yeah, we got to feed that guy.
Yeah, he's hungry again. Damn it.
We're going to feed him and make him go back to sleep.
I'm going to sing him a lullaby.
Then we'll be right back with you guys in a few seconds. Put the man-bat down back here at the man-bat cave. Get in your cage. Don't wake him up again, dude. We'll have to take another break.
Stop poking him with a stick.
But, again, like I said, first show, you guys want to call in, got some questions. We're going to do another new segment here, and it's hosted by our good friend here, the Green Lantern, John, and it's called Sidekick Sideshow, and basically what he does is he takes the topic of the day, which today is the Flash, and he'll be talking about the Flash's sidekick. So, John, take it away.
Don't call us sidekicks.
All right, so, the main sidekick of the Flash is the Kid Flash, who wears yellow instead of red, which most people would associate more with the anti-Flash.
Why do you think he wears yellow instead of red?
It's so he's not just a mini version of the Flash.
I can see that.
I've seen something where he said, somebody asked him, "Wait, are you the Flash? Why aren't you wearing red?" He's like, "Well, I wear yellow, so I'm the Kid Flash. I wear this, so I'm not mistaken for the Flash." But of course, after Barry disappears, Wally, his first Kid Flash sidekick, grows up, and then he dons the outfit of the Flash. So that way it's, Central City still has the Flash. And he doesn't let anybody know that Barry was gone. That's why he was pretty much a teenager when it happened. He just put on the suit as soon as Barry disappeared and kept the Flash alive.
It's really cool.
So what we were talking about the other day, though, just real quick, is that we were talking about how Metropolis, where is it? Our Metropolis, real life Metropolis?
Illinois. Yeah, it's just right here.
In Illinois?
Yeah.
Okay, well, yeah, they have all shit about, Superman, but, Central City can't have, anything about,
Why don't they have a giant statue?
Exactly, yeah.
You know where Central City is, right?
No idea.
Also in Illinois.
Illinois is
We're the superhero capital.
And quotations, in case my fingers, but Gotham City is Chicago.
Really?
Yeah.
But, no, I mean,
That's the new news for you.
I just wonder why I just wonder why they're, the Flash and Kid Flash, their colors are freaking, red and yellow. I mean, it kind of looks like Condiment Man,
Mustard and ketchup.
Yeah.
Well, we kind of answered that earlier, with the whole Flash, Barry Allen, when he became Flash, he decided to don red with a lightning bolt based off of Jay Garrick, who wore red.
He wore a red shirt.
With the lightning. And that's why he went with red and the lightning bolt. It's
Plus,
not,
he kept the wings from the helmet.
yeah, and I love that they kept that they made that tribute to him, and
That's pretty cool.
And I understand why the whole Kid Flash wanted to be different. Like he doesn't want to get confused with his adult part, and that he was like, I am a person too, and this way when we're together, you'll know who I am.
I am not a horse.
And do you have anything else on A little sidekick buddy, Wally's.
I mean, well, another thing I've seen was like when the first, like, Young Justice, when the sidekicks were being shown the Hall of Justice for the first time, and they're all walking up, people are in the back and like, hey, is that Flash's sidekick? And it's like, and one person goes, yeah, isn't his name Speedy? And it's like, no, that's Green Arrow's sidekick. And they're like, that makes no sense.
That's a Looney Tune, man. That's too pissed. Who's faster?
Speedy just shoots arrows, you know.
He just shoots arrows. All right, I guess we'll be moving on to the next segment of the day, and it's going to be my friend here, Super Duper, and basically, it's basically he's just going to take what he thinks about the comic world and maybe what's going on in the movies related to superheroes and kind of go on a little tangent for the day. So,
Kneel before Zod!
All right, hey, it's Nathan with my super rant. I don't have a lot to rant about today with the Flash. I mean, they keep pretty good to Flash, and I hope that when they do come out with the movie, that they do stay to the Flash and to the storyline, because if they don't, then I really will have a rant. And like, the only thing I think I'm going to rant about tonight is they leave a lot of questions with some of the Flash. Like, I understand how Jay Garrick is in a different dimension, but when they bring him and Barry Allen together and they come together and they have their little meetings and stuff and they fight together and they have the Justice League fight has, like where they come together with the, Society of America and they have their little party, but I don't understand. I'm not quite sure why they did that, because early on in the Flash series, in the Silver Age, they said Jay Garrick was he was just a comic book character. So that means someone in Barry Allen's world came up with the idea of Jay Garrick as a character. Yet he is in a different dimension and they brought him in. And that kind of like just doesn't make sense to me. It does and it doesn't, but I don't know. It's kind of weird in my eyes.
It could be that the guy who made the comic book in the Silver Age Flash series was just in tune with that dimension and, like, dreamt about it.
Well, that could be true.
That could be it, but, like, they should have touched on that, I think.
It's a really trippy thought.
They could have, brought a little more into that, I think, and the whole, just that whole thing, like, I don't know. It just
feels like it's missing.
It's missing something. It's missing that key piece to tie it all together. Like, I wish they would have explained it a little more, but I think that's all I've got for today.
That's all you got for the Flash?
Yeah, Flash is pretty good. I'm not going to complain too much about him.
Hell yeah.
Wait till the movie comes out, though.
True. True.
Watch him cast the guy who played Captain America as the Flash.
Chris Evans, I will punch him in the face.
What would you do if that happened?
I will find him, and I'll be like, Chris Evans, hey, how you doing? Bam! Right in the kisser. Power right in the kisser.
Right in the dick hole.
And I'm going to be like, you know what? You are a greedy bastard. Stay in Marvel, since that's where you seem to want to fuck everything up, but you stay out of DC. You stay out of it, sir.
All right. And moving right along, we're going to have the next segment of the show that's new. And if you guys, like I said, if you have any questions, call in. If you have anything you want to talk about with the new news from George or the Sidekick Sideshow, about questions about your favorite sidekick, we can answer them here. Or just a question about the rant.
Or even just message us on Facebook.
Or anything.
Comment, something. I'll ask it.
If you guys want to call in, you can ask us any question. All right, and right now we're going to move on to the next segment, which is kind of a little dirty. I like it. I'm a little excited about this one. It's called the Superhero Secret Vault. Because basically what you're going to be finding out is things a majority of comic book people don't know about your favorite superhero.
Right.
So it's kind of like their secret life. Like if they were caught doing something really bad with a girl is something dirty. It's exciting.
You know, who's your dirty little secret or something that, you know, most superheroes try to hide? You're going to reveal those secrets here in the Secret Vault.
Yeah, the superhero secret vault is the superhero tabloid.
Basically, it's the tabloid you pick up, and you look at it, and you're like, there's no way that's true. But it's true.
But it is. We're going to reveal those dirty secrets here, folks. And if you have any questions, just let us know.
All right.
All right.
Okay.
On today's Superhero Secret Vault, I've got a pretty big thing for you guys.
I can't.
I
got superhero boner because it's about the Flash.
Something most people don't know about the Flash.
Oh, okay.
Are you guys ready?
Yeah, I'm so excited. I could punch.
Are you ready?
That's right now.
Are you ready? You guys superhero boner.
I do.
About the Flash.
I do.
Okay.
I got superhero boner.
What most fans don't know about the Flash is that he murdered someone.
What?
Exactly.
Oh,
Bam! I dropped the bomb.
wow.
Yes, there was a guy.
Which one was it, though?
It was Barry Allen.
What?
Barry Allen. Barry Allen was the one who did it.
He's fucking shit up left and right.
Yeah, you know, he's
Wonder Woman killing people? He's
the OG.
You think she's the one, but yeah. So I'm trying to recall what issue it was in, but what happened was they killed his wife.
Oh.
They killed her.
So it wasn't him just outright?
No, it wasn't like, oh, I'm just going to do it.
Or an accident or anything.
But what happened was he was, I think it was, I want to say it was the rival or the professor. I'm trying to remember exactly who it was that did it.
Mm-hmm.
But it was one of those two. And what happened, he went after them. After they killed his wife, he went after them, and he hit them, and he broke his neck. He broke his neck and killed him. And Barry Allen actually went to court over it.
Wow.
He was found guilty. And but you found out that it was actually someone from the future who came back and convinced the jury that he was guilty. Like they were being brainwashed into, not saying that it was an accident, it was out of defense, they just lied.
Mm-hmm.
It was out of all that. And what you don't notice, like after he was found guilty, he ran. He ran away and found out that who was doing it. He went and defeated them, and it was good times. And that's something most fans don't know about him. That
I've been a Flash fan forever,
right?
Since I was a little kid, and I never knew that.
See, that's what we're going to be doing here.
And that's basically the point of this segment. It's such a good topic, because we could go on about it forever, but we don't have so much time. That's amazing. That's something you would never think the Flash would be capable of.
I'm going to call this a successful Secret Vault.
Yeah, that's really good.
I mean, he wouldn't fuck up some shit, and then.
Yeah, that's another thing.
Right.
Superhero and bad guy kills your wife. You're murdering him.
Are
you murdering him?
I definitely. I wouldn't mean to.
Would you rather him suffer in jail, or would you rather take his life?
I would rather him suffer in jail.
Yeah.
And I would rather him live with the guilt.
Yeah.
Exactly. Of killing my loved one for the rest of their life. But even if I had the power.
But what if he was like, I killed your wife, man?
Let's spawn off that. If you're a superhero and you have superpowers, let's go around the table. We'll start with you, George. Would you, if your wife got taken, would you rather see him suffer and torture in jail and deal with his guilt, or just take him out?
Die.
You would kill him.
Yeah,
kill him?
The exact same way what he did. I believe that's the only justice.
But you don't think that that's just giving him what he wants?
That's an easy out.
Yeah.
What if he's a dick, though? What if the entire time he's in there, he's just like, hey, I'm the dude that killed Flash's wife. I'm the dude that killed Superman's wife.
You think they would be that way, and they would probably for the first couple of years.
They'd be a hero.
But year 30, 35 in jail still for killing Flash's wife, and knowing that you're going to be in jail for the rest of your life because you did this, you got to think that would kill me. Knowing that my loved ones are out there, my friends and family are out there, and I can't see them or be with them because I took someone's life, that would be torture to me. That would be the worst thing ever. I would rather die. Right. I would rather die than have to go 40. I'd rather the rest of my life in jail in a 5x5. You know.
What about you, John?
Probably he'd kill him.
Oh yeah.
See, I couldn't do it.
I play a lot of
I think it would fuel me more to stop other people from dying.
Yeah.
Because I would think about the people I lost. Kind of like a Batman situation. Even though he's my favorite character, I think that's maybe why I connect with him so much, and he is my favorite character.
The reason is that for me is because I lose control if someone I care about gets hurt.
Yeah. I've played a lot of Grand Theft Auto, and I'm not religious.
So,
anyway,
an example.
It wouldn't really beat me up at all.
I'm skateboarding, and you see some random guy come punch me and knock me out. You gonna run over there and beat him up? Like,
oh,
yeah.
that I'm really not sure about that. There was one time
Personally.
I was playing with some friends when I was younger, and somebody threw a stick at me, and it missed me, hit my sister right here, and she started to bleed. And I was just like, and as soon as I looked at him, he started running, and like I almost caught him before he ran into some stranger's house. Got away from me.
you were gonna mutilate him.
When that happens, it's like my brain just shuts off, and all I am is like
Hulk.
Yeah.
It's so funny that you say that because I'm his brother and best friend, and he's had dreams about smashing my head with Mjolnir. How creepy is that, right?
Wow, John.
Yeah.
Did you Hulk up at night and not tell anybody? You're the reason there's problems in Mexico?
Yeah.
Well, kind of like the Hulk. I was born in New Mexico.
Oh, my God. Crazy. Wow.
Oh, God, good times.
If you guys hear our show just go off the air, John just hulked up and whipped out his...
If you hear us start screaming, that's what
if you hear the thing drop and us running away, go, kill it!
I had to start learning to control my anger back when I was in first grade because I nearly killed a sixth grader who made me mad. They just
getting worse and worse.
His parents wanted to sue me and my mom until they found out I was a first grader. And then they were just like,
They beat the shit out of a kid in sixth grade.
How did they not know you were a first grader, though? Did you have to go teach there at that age?
John was a 6'4", monster.
He's that size when he was in first grade.
Yeah.
No, when I was in first grade,
You had a mustache.
average height.
Your balls dropped already.
And
your balls dropped and you had a mustache.
Oh,
like a mother.
I was a skinny beanpole until, like, the end of third grade.
Oh, man.
No.
Well, so what did you like? What did you do to the kids?
You just beat the piss out of him.
Really? It was just a bloody pole.
Yeah. Oh, man. All right, back to the Flash. We're getting off topic. We need to get back to the Speedster. The man we all came to talk about and love.
What's up, bro?
All right, well,
That's scary, John.
yeah, that...
Remind me not to make you mad.
right.
What's the bag, man? Kind of afraid.
Yeah, what do you got in that thing?
Like, deathly pogs.
Oh, yeah, I forgot about the lantern ring.
Oh, man. All right. What were we talking about before John decided to Hulk up on
I don't know. That scared me a little.
Oh, we were on the secret vault.
Yeah.
No, we were done with it.
So 2 of us would not kill.
No, 2 of us wouldn't. 2 of us would.
Okay.
Back to that. I mean,
Grand Theft Auto, man.
it would be hard for me to kill someone. I mean, if I was a hero,
Yeah.
to set the example of not doing it, not to become that vigilante, not to become that person to kill someone, would be, I think, reward enough. Like, not, you took my love, you took my life.
Yeah.
but you're going to spend the rest of yours in a cell, and I set a good example.
Right.
That's why I'm a hero and you're a villain.
Me and you are like
The hero.
Yeah, Superman. Yeah, that's why you love Superman.
Yeah.
Superman's the same way.
True justice
Superman's the same
element.
way. I couldn't do it. You couldn't do it. I think that's why you couldn't. And it's cool to see that kind of connection with your superheroes.
Yeah.
You're obviously a Hulk and Green Lantern fan. Green Lantern can smash people, he don't care.
Yeah.
So does the Hulk. He can smash people, he doesn't care.
We two would basically be Justice Lords.
Yeah.
You're Justice
Yeah.
League.
Yeah.
Totally.
So, just so you know, Justice League's better.
All right. Right now, I think we're going to end that with that. Yeah. That was a good segment. That was good.
That was a good one. Something we didn't know about Flash.
Oh, God, I was so
Or about each
excited.
other.
That was way worth it. It's like opening up a fortune cookie and finding $5.
Right?
That'd be awesome.
Yeah.
Or it just says, you're going to die. Or this message is going to self-destruct in 5, 4, 3.
And right now, we're going to move on to another new segment we have called Villainous Justification, and it's basically it's a segment I get the host. I'm excited about, and basically the synopsis of it is I am justifying why villains do what they do. So we'll go ahead and get right into that.
I'm excited.
It's somebody else's part.
I am the villain of the story.
So what's up, guys? We're ready to do this. Okay, my first villain
Creepy laugh.
that we're going to talk about. You guys excited?
I'm pumped. I'm ready to find out how you can justify one of Flash's villains.
Oh, no, it's not going to be Flash's villain.
Oh, no?
I'm not going to stay on.
All right. Moving on.
He's the topic of the day, but I like to switch it up.
I'm excited.
All right.
Now I'm even more excited because I don't know who you're going to talk about.
All right. See, that was the goal. Every show is going to be different and try and justify the most evil people in comic book world.
Mm-hmm.
All right. So my pick is Mr. Freeze.
Ooh. Nice. I'm excited already.
Okay. And in case you guys don't know out there, Mr. Freeze was a character that worked at Wayne Court, and his wife had been in a tragic accident, his wife Nora. And basically what he was doing was trying to revive her with some of the work he'd been doing at Wayne Corp in the lab. And basically one of the big dicks, the big douches of the company comes in and says, we're stopping your funding, shut it down, while she's connected to all these things on life support while he's working. So this goes back to shutting, what we were kind of talking about earlier, shutting something down in the middle of, like, you're going to lose your love. That's his aspect of it. Mm-hmm. So I can kind of see from his point of view why he thinks it's okay to be how he is, because he lost his wife, and then he kind of got screwed over with his job. It wasn't in his control. It was other people that were doing it that killed her. He had no control over it. So that's my villainous justification of the day.
Yes, but losing someone you care about, back to, the whole, I'm a hero. I mean,
yeah, and that's kind of we talk about the positive side, this would be the negative side.
Yeah, like how
what you turn into.
I mean,
he basically comes back, after she dies, comes back, makes the Mr. Freeze suit,
mm-hmm.
and just wreaks massive havoc, freezes everything, Gotham City.
But what pushes someone to be that, why didn't he?
It's because he was so close. She was already dead,
mm-hmm.
and he was so close to having her back. Can you imagine that? Like, having the person you love pass away, and then working endlessly, tirelessly, and staying up weeks on end, trying to find a way to bring her back to life, and you're right there, almost to the point of where you got it, and then someone else comes in and just tells you no.
So you're willing to freeze people, but you can't kill somebody.
I can't. I don't think I could.
Same concept.
I don't think I could fathom that idea. I mean, the thought of losing someone I care about is torture enough, let alone to becoming a villain to where I'm going to start attacking everyone.
I'm not saying I could kill people, but I'm trying to justify why he's doing the things he's doing.
Mm.
And it's pretty understandable. Like, there's certain people out there who have that mentality.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? She went away, dealt with it, but then you got the idea in your head that she's coming back, and then it's shut down again, twice. See what I'm saying?
Yeah, losing that loved one twice.
didn't when they were trying to shut down the thing, the accident happened to where he had to stay cold?
No, and when they shut it down, he tried stopping it, and he busted into some chemicals, and that's what made him Sub-Zero. Like, his skin, it's in his blood, and he couldn't live without it also. That's another thing.
I think that kind of added to it.
That justifies it even more. Like, he has to be cold, and he's just basically dead inside now also on top of it. So it kind of fits the genre there he's got going.
Because most of the things they said is he lost his emotions when he became all cold and stuff, where he didn't care anymore about people.
And that makes a lot of sense. Like, I see why he became a villain,
and still to this day, he's one of the villains I have a big soft spot in my heart for, because he still, as Mr. Freeze, is still working on trying to bring her back. Like,
everything does is for no reason.
And that's exactly like that. It's love. He's doing it for love.
He's not doing it for power, for wealth.
He doesn't rob banks. He doesn't kill people. He just freezes them.
The only reason he's got, some beefy with Batman is just because Batman's standing in his way of doing
exactly. He's doing it for a positive purpose.
Mm-hmm.
You see what I'm saying? So that my heart will always have a little piece for Mr. Freeze. Like, that justifies it. Like, you're doing it for the good of love.
Do you think if he actually got her to come back, that he'd stop being all Robbie and Steely and all that?
Yeah. I think it would be a little bit of a culture shock for her.
Yeah, but he still have that problem about powering, like, his suit to keep him cold and stuff.
I have a question now. All right, Mr. Freeze lover. Like John says, if he got Nora back, do you think she would accept him the way he is now?
You've got to think about it in time as, like...
Because now he's an ice monster. He's Sub-Zero'd. They would never be able to have that physical touch, that kiss.
I think it's one of those things, if she came back, she'd be like, you saved my life. And maybe they could figure it out.
I've seen this before, though, and the woman would be like, you're a monster now. Well, you saved me.
We got a caller right now, so let's see what they think about it.
Let's see.
All right. Go ahead. You're live on the Man Bat Cave.
What's up, Mikey?
What's up, man? Who is this? Tell us your name and what's your question.
This is Chris from Heron.
Okay. What's up? What's your question, Chris?
Well, it seems to be a drop in what you guys are talking about and what's actually being said on the phone. So what is the topic right now?
We're talking about, we're in the middle of a segment right now it's called Villainous Justification, and I was talking about why Mr. Freeze is the way Mr. Freeze is. He does it all for love, like he's trying to bring his wife back.
Have you thought about other villains, too? Like, since you guys were talking about the Flash earlier, about the reverse Flash zoom.
Mm-hmm.
His whole motivation is to make the Flash a better hero.
Yeah.
So what are your thoughts on that?
I don't think I heard the question.
Yeah, one more time. Your audio's kind of low.
Hey, let me throw you on speakerphone. These new phones suck. Sorry, I was talking about how Professor Zoom or whatever he calls himself now, his whole motivation is actually to make a better hero. Do you think that's a better justification than just doing it for love?
No. I think to becoming a better hero, is kind of selfish. So, like, trying to become a better hero is more justification than doing it for love. Honestly, I don't think it is. I think it's kind of selfish. That's just personal opinion.
Well, I mean, if you were doing it for someone who had passed away or someone you really cared about, like I said, that could be fuel for you as well.
Yeah. So to become only to be doing it to become a better hero.
Yeah, you're right. That's kind of.
It sounds like they're just trying to show up the old heroes, like,
yeah,
I could do it better than you, and I'll prove it.
And the professor, he becomes he's just trying to do it to become better than the Flash. And I don't agree with that. I think he personally thinks he could be a better hero than the Flash, and I understand why he's trying to do it, but I don't agree with it. The Flash is already a good guy. I mean, that's like me saying, well, I'm going to become a superhero just to be better than Superman, and I'm not okay with that. Like, I mean,
that's almost like, that's kind of villainous.
That's villainous. You know, like, I don't like you, so I'm going to become a better hero than you.
That's like Vegeta and Goku, man.
That's exactly the situation.
But with the Anti-Flash, if he wants to be a better superhero, why does he commit crimes?
You got to figure it with villains. It's all about the justification. You know, some of them don't see themselves as villains. Freeze doesn't think of himself as a villain. He thinks of him that he's just doing what he has to take care of his wife.
I understand. I kind of agree with that. You know, I understand that point of view.
Freeze just feels that's the more logical choice. Because he's all about, I'm super smart, so this is logical. What other people think is not important. You know, it's stuff like that. He's just working on a logical sense that what I'm doing is more important than what other people's concepts of right and wrong have to do with anything.
Well, let's compare that. Like, Mr. Freeze, he brings up a good point. Like, Mr. Freeze is doing it for love, to get his life back, basically, that he lost. This guy is doing it to survive. You know what I mean? Like,
not just to survive, but to punish. Because he's doing it to ruin Barry Allen.
Yeah.
He's doing it to ruin the Flash.
He's not trying to ruin Barry Allen. He's just trying to make him a better hero than he already is. It's kind of like a drill sergeant in basic training. He's not trying to hurt you. He's just trying as degrading and as much of a jerk as he can be. Sorry, I almost swore in the air. I don't want to do that to you guys.
Yeah, but I don't think that's a good reason to go through the lengths he does.
Yeah, because he goes through some pretty significant things just to make himself above and beyond, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, well, he just ruined, 75, 80 years worth of comic books, so, you know.
Yeah.
All right, well, hey, I won't keep you guys. I just wanted to call in since I've been promising Mikey that I would call in, so. And,
thank you, man.
Thanks for calling in. We appreciate it.
And that was a good question, man. Call us next time, too. And if you have any other questions, you broke our cherry. So if you have any other questions, you know anybody else has a question, call in, man.
I'm the first guy to actually call in on your show.
Hell yeah, dude.
Yeah. You popped the cherry.
I thought I was going to be working at the theater all night.
All right, buddy. Well, you have a good night. Call in next show, too, man. Hopefully you have another good question.
Hey,
thank you.
Have a good night. All right, later.
Bye.
And that was a pretty cool point of view.
Yeah.
And I wish we could do that more. People more call in, like, you know what I mean? The audio was a little hard to hear there, so forgive us for the difficulties for that. But he brings up good points, talking about Mr. Freeze. But you're right. Like, on one side, there's the guy that's doing it to make the Flash better, but he's also kind of greedy about it.
Yeah, he's like, I'm going through extremes to do it.
I'm making myself look real bad and doing horrible things to make him look good.
Well, and if my memory serves me correctly, which I'm pretty sure it does, no one knew who the Anti-Flash really was. We only did because we were, you know.
Right, we're reading the comic.
Yeah, but that's why he was making the Flash look good. Because, you know, no one really knew he was, you know, the bad guy. But I don't agree with it because you shouldn't be going through those extremes to be making someone better. I mean, who appointed you to do that? Did he ask you to do that? No. And you're not helping anything.
Okay, so if you, in a situation, Mr. Freeze, do you do what he's doing? Do you continue working on the situation or you just let her go? Barrier, get over it.
Personally, I think I would.
Barrier and get over it?
No, I think I would.
Continue to work?
I'd have to, I think.
Because it's like...
I lost her once, and I'm so close.
It's the perfect love. Imagine meeting your soulmate and she's taken away. Like, I want that. Like, I want my Lois Lane, damn it. And you got to look at it like that, too. There's episodes where Superman loses Lois Lane and he freaks out.
he goes through extremes to protect her.
Yeah.
And, you know, I think that if I found my Lois Lane, I think I would.
And that's the point of this segment. There's a little bit of villain in everybody. It just takes a lot of extreme to do it.
You can make anyone a villain.
Exactly.
That is what this, you know.
But one thing I saw that had Zoom in it was like, he was like way in the future, and he was still alive because for some reason Zoom didn't age, and he came back into the past and captured Barry and took him into the future to put him on a wheel next to Wally, who was in the Flash outfit at the same time, to make them run really fast so he could steal their speed power until they winked out of existence, and then he'd be the only speedster left on Earth.
Yeah. And thanks again, Chris, for calling in. It's one of my buddies. I know him. He's been reading comics for years, and we actually go shopping almost every Wednesday to go get comics.
Nice.
He gets the new stuff. I get the older Golden Age, Silver Age stuff. But like I said, the point of that segment is basically show there's a little bit of villain in everybody. It just takes some extremes to get it out of you. Okay, and we're going to take a break real quick. And Man-Bat's asleep, so you guys don't got to worry about him waking up. We're safe. Yeah, it's time for us to get a water and maybe have a smoke. But if you guys want to, call in. And when we come back, we're going to be doing another news segment, which is right now it's my favorite. I'm excited for it. So epic fights in comic book history.
Epic fights of the day.
And if you guys have any epic fights in comic book history, please call in and let us know what you think that the most epic fight in comic book or superhero movie history is. And we'll be back with you guys in about 5. What's up, guys? We're back, and like I said, this segment is new also. It's our first show of the 2-hour long deal, so we're going to go right into epic fights in history, and I'm really excited about this.
I am too. Not so much as, you know, the epic fights of history, but the what-if fights. That's the ones I can't wait to touch on.
All right, so, and what it is every day it'll change. Like, Super Duper's going to do one today. He's going to do the first one, and then John can do the next one, and then George can do the next one, and then it'll be my turn. And we just keep doing that every day. And like I said, you guys can call in. If you have an epic fight you want to talk about, that's awesome too. Just call in and let us know what you think. But if you want to go ahead, Soup.
Okay. My epic fight of the day is going to have to be, I'm going to stick on to the Flash subject. So you have Flash versus, okay, Deadpool.
Wow.
Okay. Deadpool doesn't have speed, but he does have the whole I can't die thing, plus he's trained in the martial arts stuff. And
he's a Batman.
Flash gets hit a lot, you know, so keep that in mind. Who do you think would win in the fight? And please tell me why. So let's start with you, Parks.
Man, that's hard.
I know, right? I was on a pooper and came up with it.
Oh,
Many great ideas.
Get out an idea.
Yeah. Many ideas are formed there.
You got to think, you got to take into account the Flash. He's in the Justice League for a reason.
Mm-hmm.
A big part of it. But Deadpool, he has so much, like, he has the knives,
Swords, the guns.
Super strong and quick, too.
And they're both witty. And they're both funny. That's why.
I think I'm going to go with Deadpool.
You're going to go Deadpool?
Because I feel like he would be, if they just met and started fighting, I'd probably give it to the Flash. But if it was pre-set up, they knew they were going to fight each other, I'd go with Deadpool. Just because he has that battle mentality. He's going to set something up and he's going to trick the Flash. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And he's not going to he's not going to take him to jail. He's going to kill him.
Oh, yeah. And that's the problem with Flash. He won't be able to take Deadpool to the jail.
Right.
There's no way. Deadpool will either die, and I don't think Flash can kill him.
I don't think so.
Flash accidentally killed,
that's my reasoning.
and you wouldn't be able to Deadpool.
That's my reasoning for taking Deadpool, because Deadpool is going to take it to another level that Flash wouldn't. He'll keep coming.
Deadpool would bring it to a level that Flash doesn't know exists.
Yeah, he would keep coming after him until he consumed him, basically.
What about you, Georgia boy?
I'd have to say Flash, I mean, in any instance, because, I mean, like, think about it, I mean, like, he doesn't have that speed on him. I mean, he's basically got the speed of, like, a human. So, I mean, basically...
He has enhanced abilities.
Yeah, that's enhanced.
He's a weapon.
He's God.
He's like Weapon X. You have to think about it. He was in the Weapon X program.
Yeah, and he got his ass beat by freaking Sabretooth and Wolverine.
Only in Origins.
Still.
I mean, he took a beating from the Hulk and got up.
And before that, I mean, I never knew him to be that strong. I mean, he's always
You
like
got
a
to think
ninja.
Wolverine is like, he has that exoskeleton. He basically can't die.
Yeah.
And the awesome thing about Deadpool is Deadpool can be cut up into many, many, many pieces and be put right back together without being some his healing factor.
What if you grab him and put him in the Speed Force or something like that, where he just dissolved completely?
I honestly don't know if I personally never read or seen anything where Flash could take anyone into the Speed Force.
But I'm the Flash, and I could definitely do that. I mean, I'd see it happen.
All right, so what do you think, John? Who's your mind on? That's a good first one, right?
I'd have to ask one question first.
What's the question?
How big of what's it called? I'm gonna say energy reserve does like Deadpool has? His stamina? How long can he last?
I have never seen or read of a fight where Deadpool drops before the other person.
I mean, like, does he eat like regular people, or can he go without eating?
He doesn't have to. I mean, you're talking about a guy who was diagnosed with cancer, and his healing factor stopped it, and he has like liver spots. Like, that's the best way to explain it. It's like his scarred tissues, because where it would eat out of his cells, and they would just heal. You're talking about a guy who doesn't need to basically do that, and he'll live forever. Like, he's right there with Wolverine, and
he's a bad man. He's a bad man.
Right. So I'd say.
Does that answer your question?
Yeah, I'd say Deadpool, because the Flash, he has to eat a certain amount over time, and his stamina isn't long-lasting because he has to keep his metabolism up, and if he runs out of food during the fight, he just tucker out and be all full.
I think, honestly, he would snare him into a trap. I keep saying that, but I think that's what would happen. He's so fast, and Deadpool's so smart, and he has all those gadgets and that, like, war mentality that he would trick him into running into a trap just because of the way Flash's attitude is. Mm-hmm. He's cocky.
And, guys, I would like to hear from the fans. If you guys have any comments or questions on this fight, I would like to hear yours. So if you want to call in or you want to put it on our Facebook, you know, we'll hit you up, and we want to know what you guys are thinking, too.
Yeah, if you guys have questions that you don't feel comfortable calling in, you can get on Facebook and go to Just Us League on Facebook, and we can answer your questions there for you.
And friend us.
Yeah, friend us. So the more questions you have, the better. Like I said, don't be afraid to call in. We're always willing to answer it, even if it's a tough one, even if it's an easy one, even if it's one we don't understand. We'll try to make some sense out of it.
And back to the fight. I, personally, am going to have to put my money on Deadpool. I love the Flash, but the Deadpool, he just has more going on for him. I mean, you're talking about a guy who can block bullets with a sword. You're talking about a guy who can fight on par with Sabretooth, you know, Wolverine. He can fight,
Blake can do that too.
He can fight everyone.
There's a Deadpool comic where he almost kills Iron Man. Like, Tony Stark has to stop him. Like, that's pretty impressive. And that's what made me fall in love with Deadpool, was that comic. I don't remember what assortment it was from, but it was a mix-up. And he was initially hunting the X-Men, and Iron Man comes along, and he's like, oh, this is going to be fun. And he just rips him a new one. Iron Man doesn't even see it coming.
He goes, this is a way to test my mettle against yours. And Deadpool says, seemingly stronger.
First thing he does, throws a suit, like a sword, off his back right into Tony Stark's suit and disables it.
And that's Deadpool for you, and that's why my money would have to go to Deadpool. Not only like is he like highly skilled in languages and hand-to-hand combat and weaponry. I mean, you're talking about a guy who can get pummeled by the Hulk and get up and make a joke about it.
That's saying something.
I mean, literally, the Hulk is like, little man, stay down, and he gets right back up and he's like, no.
He's like, no, dude.
Yeah, how are you doing? That one kind of hurt, you know?
If you got any more left in here, you might want to do it now because I'm about to give you some good stuff.
Yeah, you know. He's like, I'm about to give you, you know, your big green rage monster. Let's go. You know, and it pretty much took, you know.
Like, that would be a cool fight to hear, too, because they're both very quippy. Like,
that is exactly what I was thinking about. Like, oh, my God, Wade is so funny. Like, just the way he, like, mocks everyone and everything is so funny. And then the Flash is so funny. Like, I would personally die of laughter. So, technically, they would both win by killing me. So,
okay. So let's go around again. This is me, Mikey. I pick Deadpool. George.
Flash.
John. Deadpool. Nathan.
Deadpool.
Looks like my Flash.
Deadpool wins.
Flash Day, we picked Deadpool.
Yep, on Flash Day. Good fight.
He's a Ninja Turtle on steroids, man.
Ninja Turtles are hard asses. Don't mock them. I will jump over the table and beat you, Georgie boy.
Named after you.
Don't make it worse than Michael Bay is already making it.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Michael Bay is going to get assassinated, I promise you.
Okay, a quick note for you, those that don't know that little joke that became a zinger there. He's talking about making the movie Teenage Turtles.
Because he's making them aliens instead of mutants.
I mean, Transformers is cool. Every movie doesn't have to be about aliens.
Exactly.
All right, we're going to move on to the next one. We got 2 hours, but I'm going to kind of shorten this one. I'm going to do a comic review and a real quick sports thing, and then we're going to be done with the show. So if you guys want to, we could probably take another call or two, and then we're going to end it. But thanks for calling again, and everybody, like I said, if you get a chance, go to Facebook and hit us up. Right now, my comic review for the day is probably going to be, like I said, if you can go pick up any All-American comics that has the first appearance of Flash in it, go do it. Those are Golden Age comics.
Mm-hmm.
And then if you can get anything just from back in the day, maybe even watch some of the show they had on TV.
Yeah.
That was pretty cool. I remember watching it as a kid, and it was a good time.
Yeah, that would be awesome.
Like I said, we're going to do this and then end the show really quickly. Just go out and grab some Flash comics.
There's a good one that I would like to tell you guys about. In 2009, there was a 6-issue miniseries about the Flash. It was when he was revived and brought back into the DC world. That's a good one for you fans to go out there and read. It's really good, and it's really nice to read.
Which one was it?
It's a 6-issue miniseries. When it was back in 2009 when Barry Allen was revived. It was when he was brought back into the world, and you guys should hit that up.
Yeah, Earth Crisis. We stress that a lot.
Yeah.
You'll get that.
I have all 6 of those.
And like I said, any Flash comics, anything Justice League, older Justice League is good. Pick those up. And
I can't get all this.
check out our friends at Comic Connect. Those are our guys. They sponsored us for the show. And
if you're in Chicago, hit them up and tell them we sent you.
And if not, get on ComicConnect.com and go visit them there. They got rare, old school, Golden Age, Silver Age comics that you can pick up for cheap prices. They have auctions, so who knows, you could get a really awesome comic from back in the day for super cheap. Right now we're going to do a little bit of sports. Chicago Bulls are in the playoffs. They play tomorrow against the Philadelphia 76ers. The Bulls end the league with the best record in the NBA.
Freaking Cubs won today.
And the Cubs won today.
That's a good one.
But tomorrow the game is 12 noon Central. Get a chance to watch that. Root on for Derrick Rose and the Chicago Bulls. Hopefully they win the first game. If they lose, you know the rules. The series switches to Philadelphia, and the Bulls have a hard time winning in Philadelphia. They're 1-3, so not a good record. Thanks again, guys, for tuning into the show. I'm Mikey, George Phillips.
Hell yeah.
John Collier, Nathan Malik. And we will be airing at 8 a.m. tomorrow morning, and we're going to have a 2-hour show. So if you guys want to call us and get a hold of us, I think we're going to do the Green Lantern tomorrow.
Green Lantern, look at that.
So
I'm going to be talking about red.
We love your guys' faces, and we will talk to you guys tomorrow. Have a good night. Good night, Metropolis. Good night, Gotham City.
Good night.
Bye, guys.
Tune in tomorrow. Same bat time, same bat channel.
Oh, man, I'm so stoked about that show.
Oh, man. Epic fights.
I'm ready to the Flash over Deadpool.
I can't believe it.
I'm ready for tomorrow.
Either God.
Wow.
I thought we were going to have a shot.
Green Lantern, he's already got it written.